All right, guys, how you doing? Hope so sorry for the delay in starting this. Sammy, I can see you joined us. Great to have you join us. Today is our last class officially for the PMA training, and it has been great having you guys being part of this cohort six. I've been very encouraged by your attendance in the class and also your contributions and also your participation in the exercises. I think it has been a very, very encouraging cohort, a very interactive cohort, and a very hardworking cohort. So I want to congratulate you guys on coming this far. And as I said last week, that I want you to understand that every resource here on this group for this training shouldn't stop here. It's something that you should go over as much as possible when you have the time, especially for those that were not able to join us or were not able to be active during this um, 12 weeks that we've had doing this training. And as I said last week, that today we are going to be having a Q&A session where you can ask questions concerning your career. You can ask questions concerning your business of design, wherever it is you are having challenges, and we'll try as much as possible to answer them within the time frame of this session. All right. So because we've expended quite enough some time before starting the class, I would go straight into the questions. So I think the only person that sent a question beforehand was Sammy. And Sammy is asking about, I think, three questions here. So I'll go through Sammy's questions. Um, all right. So Sammy is saying, okay, first of all, Sammy is giving suggestions. So I think first thing, let me read Sammy's suggestions for how we can improve on the class going forward. It says, for suggestions on how the classes may be better, I think it would be helpful to teach participants about my logo design process. An issue I had was not communicating with other members. Didn't know if I should or was allowed to. Creating categories in the group for assignments, communicating, and also where to send the recorded videos and voice recording would help in more organization. I think I understand the first few things, but when you say creating categories in the group for assignments, Sammy, can you explain that a bit further before we go into your question?
Okay, good day, sir. Um,
Yeah, good day, Sammy. How you doing?
Basically, I'm fine. I'm having exams very soon, so I just decided to join. The the categories are subgroups for the main group itself. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
Hello.
you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's subgroups where you have the main one for communicating. Now that won't be for the main group. Then you have other subgroups where you drop the videos and other things to those will be classes. Then assignments where everyone will submit the assignments. And also for videos too, videos and voices, the recordings that you send. So because when I want to listen to them, the voices I have to scroll down, I have to scroll up and it takes some time.
Mm.
So I feel it to be easier to just go down and get it. And also for people that are not been online for some time, they'll just go to that place and get what they want and see how things are going.
Okay. All right. All right. I
That
understand
was
what you're
my
saying.
idea.
Okay. All right. That makes some sense. Um, although with the audios and the videos, I think with Telegram groups, that you can go directly to where you have media and you can check for what has been posted up and files. If you want to go straight without having any issue with scrolling up or scrolling down, just go to there's a place in Telegram where you can go to music, and then it has every single audio that has been put there, so you can look at it immediately and just see PMA. Everything is labeled. You have PMA sketching, copying and ideation, PMA sketching, PMA the art of copying, PMA inspiration. It has all the media there, all the music media there. And I think um for I think for most of it, it has all the links that have been shared. If you just go to I think where you have almost like the settings of the group or so, which is kind of accessible to everyone to see. You can see media, you can see files, you can see links, and then it will show you all that has been shared so far. So you don't have to scroll up and down too much. But definitely, we'll try to see how we can best make um, the content or the information and exercises and everything that is shared on the group more accessible without having to go through too much interaction that has gone on in the past. All right, thanks a lot for your contribution and your advice on how to make it better. All right, so your question is, say I hardly have clients and I do blame that on myself. There are times when I want to help businesses out with recreating their logos for free since they look unprofessional, but I also feel charging them may help me out even though I am the one going to approach them. How do I go about this? Um, so your second question is, what should I do when I am done with a project I am looking to work for some time and I am not looking to work for some time? Okay. Three, it says, how can I truly connect with other creatives without seeing them as a means to get a gig? All right, so I'll try to answer. Let's start with the first question, where we're talking about hardly having clients and feeling like you should approach some people who you see their work as not good enough, and you want to approach them to kind of um, canvas to do their work, whether it's their branding or whatever design work it is. And you're saying that you would like to, it says, um, doing it for free, but then you feel like if they pay you, it will really help you, but then you're the one approaching them. All right, so now this is where you need to know why it is you are working. And so when you say you hardly have clients, why does that bother you so much? So when people tell me they hardly have clients, the first thing I think is, why is that bothersome to you that you don't have clients? Is it because it indicates that you're not making money, or is it because it indicates that you're not working, that you're not getting to practice as much as you want to? So it depends on what your concern is. Is your concern a concern about money, or is your concern a concern about not getting to be um, active as a designer in terms of using that your design skills? So you see, I'll use an example of football here. Um, there are two main reasons why a footballer might leave a football team. Number one is not getting playing time, and because not getting playing time, he kind of feels that his skills are waning because sports is something you need to do regularly. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So if he's sitting on the bench, they are still paying his salary. He doesn't really care about money. What he cares about the most is the fact that he is not getting playing time. So his skills are winning. His muscles are not getting to do the work it wants to do week in, week out. So he feels like if he sits on the bench a lot, he's not going to be as good at football as usually as it should be. That's why you might see a player say they are leaving a team to go to another team where they'll get more playing time. And so they might even go to a lesser team because they want to play, because they realize the importance of playing is that it makes them get better. Now, you can also see a footballer leave a football team because the pay isn't good enough. So he might be getting playing time, but it feels like He's not, the pay isn't encouraging him enough, so he feels like he needs to go to a place where he can play and also get paid. So the concern is the most important thing to think about here. If you don't have clients, what's your biggest concern? Is it the pay or the play? You understand? Think about it. If it is the play, whereby you just want to get to do work, clients are not particularly there for play. I know I tell people I tell me when I ask them, when last did you work? They're like, I haven't worked for like 3 months because I don't have a client. No, I don't think clients are even the best way to practice design. Client work hardly improves you. That's the truth. Client work doesn't improve you. If anything at all, client work can do much to make your skills stagnant than improve your skill. What improves you as a designer is personal work. Personal work is what improves you as a designer. Is that work that you give yourself, that you challenge yourself doing. That is what will improve your skill drastically, not client work. Not client work at all. It is that personal work that you do as a designer that will help improve your skill eventually. And that's where I got my skills to be improved because I say when I started doing design, I was just giving myself briefs to do. I was giving myself briefs and challenging myself and coming up say, oh, I'll do this. I'll work on this logo for a fictitious television station and stuff, and think about them. Think about it really in depth, like if they were a real client. But then I will give myself. I wouldn't work with the restrictions that the real client normally comes with. So you see, the problem with working with clients is that the clients come with their own opinions and restrictions that kind of constrain creativity, their own personal preferences and biases. You understand? So that's why client work doesn't improve you because they want things in a particular way, how they want it. So it doesn't allow you to fly as a creative. But when you're working on your own personal projects, you can do anything as much as you want. You understand? Use any color, use any font, do what you want to do. It's ultimate creative freedom. So personal work is what improves you. Client work doesn't really improve you. Like I've been doing a lot of dabbling into learning how to use AI to design, and I've improved at it because I've been doing a lot of on um, commission jobs, no not non-commission jobs. So I'm working on the AI myself, just thinking my own ideas, just really thinking. I wonder if AI can create this, and I'll think. But then of recent, I had some people approach me telling me to do some AI design for them. So they became clients. They're like, oh, can you help us do this thing? And then I realized that that work was now even more boring than the actual work. You understand? So it wasn't as interesting for me at that point anymore because it was restricted. They said, we want this woman doing this and doing that. And then it was kind of boring. You understand? Like someone still reached out and said I should do something. Well, I was done in a few minutes, but it didn't stretch me creatively. It didn't really stretch me. You understand? So, but when I'm doing my own work, I'm like, can I push this thing any further? So client work is not the best if you want to improve your skill. So I wouldn't say worry if it's that you want to work and improve your skills by doing client work. It doesn't work that way. Give yourself personal projects. That's what will improve you. Now, if it is for pay, client work for pay. Now, client work is the best for pay. In fact, the essence of client work is pay. You understand? So that you can be paid for your work. And now, so you want to do work for pay, and that's where if clients are not approaching you, the truth is you can't approach clients. And when you see someone who you want to work with, you can approach them. But the problem is how we approach them. So you can approach and you don't have to work for free. That's the reality. You can approach someone and tell them you want to work with them, and it doesn't have to be for free because you approach them. It is how you approach them that's important. How you approach them that is important. And then this is why I tell people that when you approach people that you feel their work is not good or their work looks unprofessional, you must, number one, approach them with some honey first. Some honey before the gall. You know what they call honey before gall? Gall is very bitter. Honey is very sweet. Approach them with honey first. And that's why you cannot approach them telling them, I just saw your logo is not really good, and I think we can do something better for you. No. I think the first thing you want to do with a client you want to work with is take your time to look at them and look for what is good that they are offering. When you see what is good that they are offering, then it makes it easy for you to to present the honey. And that way you can say, oh, I've been spending a lot of time on your page and I've seen your product. I think your product is really unique. I think you guys have a good unique selling point. I love your consistency in posting every time. I love your copy. However, I feel that your design doesn't match this quality of copy that you're doing. I feel your design doesn't match this quality of the product that you're offering. Or you can say, I feel like with a better design, you can reach a better audience. Never tell them their work is not good outright. They will become defensive. Taking that kind of comment from a stranger is not good. It now becomes like a criticism. But what you want it to be is like a critique. And what's the difference between a critique and a criticism is the fact that the criticism focuses on what is not good. The critique looks at it and can pick out what is good and complement what is good before it goes to what is not good. So you must be a critic, you understand, and look at them and tell them what is good about their work. As a matter of fact, when you first approach them, tell them what is good about their work first. Don't even say anything. Let them reply and say thank you. Then when they say thank you, you can now come and now. That's how. Some people have approached me that way too before. Just that I didn't have the money to work with them. But some of them were very cool. You understand? Like when I started doing my podcast and my YouTube channel, especially my podcast, some people approach me, some of them from abroad, and they will say, we just, in fact, I'll give you two instances. One of them approached me and just said, I see you have a podcast. I think you can reach more people through your podcast and stuff like that. I didn't reply that person. The other person approached me and he wrote me a message and he said, I just listened to your podcast on so, 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 and so, and I really enjoyed it. I feel you really did a good job dealing with this issue, so, so, and so. So I knew that person listened to the podcast. You understand? He must have listened to it one word. Maybe listen to it to the end or not, but he told me exactly what he liked, exactly what he connected with. And then I said, thank you. He didn't say anything. He just said, thank you very much for taking time to listen. And then now came and I said, oh, I think we can help you take this message to people because I feel this your message needs to go out. Now, he has told me that my message is not reaching enough people. But then he's saying it even in a complimentary way, saying, do you know this message is so good it should reach more people? And then we can help you. I considered it, you understand? And I'm still considering it. But the fact is that he's abroad and he wants me to pay in dollars. I don't have that dollars to pay. But was it attractive? Yes. Was it tempting? Yes. If I had the money, would I have worked with him? Absolutely. You understand? So this is how you must approach people. You must approach them with a lot of honey. Don't just look at what is not good. Oh, their stuff looks unprofessional. Okay, but what looks professional? Then spend time talking about what looks professional, gain their trust, you understand? And then come in and now tell them how you can help them better position. That's how you can get clients to work with you when you don't have clients coming. You must approach them with some honey. With some honey. Um, Let me go to your second question very quickly. It says, what should I do when I am done with a project and I am not looking to work for some time? Now, I don't understand this question so well. Are you saying, what should you do when you are done with a project and you don't have work to do for some time? Or what you do when you are done with a project and you don't want to work for some time? You understand? This your question kind of goes in because what you say, and I am not looking for, that means willingly you don't want to work. Or is it you are done with a project and you are looking to work but nothing comes up? So let me answer it from done with a project and you are looking to work but nothing comes up. This is the best time to do personal work. As I said, when you are in between projects, do personal work. And a lot of times, very few of us as designers are ever inundated with projects. Very few of us. Very few of us have projects back to back to back to back. Sometimes you might be done with a project, it will take 1 month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes three, some people almost 6 months between projects. That's the truth, that's the reality. People don't come for design job every single day, especially if you are doing something like branding or stuff like that. It's very, 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 very hard. you know. So for everyone that approaches you, every six people that approach you, five will ghost and go. Only one will come and stay. You understand? So you spend more time interacting with clients and the project not going through than the ones you interact and you actually have the project. But that's normal. And I want you guys to know that's normal. You understand? It happens. Some of us feel like even the so-called big designers have the clients lining up at their no, 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 no. A lot of them don't. A lot of them have to wait too. You understand? But when you're waiting, what do you do? This is where you can do personal work. You understand? One thing our advice is if you are waiting and you're just starting out, you are in the early period of your design career, do personal work. Give yourself a brief, do personal work. If you are in the intermediate part of your career and you're done with a project, nothing more to do, what I would advise is go back to your old work and do process work. Show your process on old work that you just finished. Do process. Tell them, oh, I just finished this work last month. I just want to tell you about how it went. You understand? How the interaction with the client went, how we developed this concept, how we were able to come out with how many iterations we did. The first rejected the first one, but then we came back to the table. Tell a story about the whole job. If you're intermediate, too, if you're just starting, go back and start doing, go and do more work, go and do more work for yourself. You understand? But if you are intermediate, and what I mean by early, first, second year, those are early people. They need to do more work. When you're third, fourth year, maybe sometimes fifth year, if you are free, go back to your oh, you can even go back to work you did like 2 years ago and just say, oh, I did this work 2 years ago. I just want to tell you what the experience was like. And dig up the work again, do process work. You understand? That's what you should do. If you are far gone, whereby you've gone beyond 5 years, you are doing 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, you are pushing on 10 years self, what should you do? Spend more time teaching. You understand? Spend time teaching. You're in between work, organize something and teach. Teach. You understand? So for me now, I've been doing this thing for 20 years. I have more gaps in between projects than a lot of people. Sometimes I have a year gap, a year before I work on any other. I'm working on a logo project right now, but the last logo project I worked on was almost a year ago. Almost a year. You understand that I worked for a paying clients. You understand? One from I can do some, but say almost a year. Between that time, what am I doing? Teaching. I'm teaching based on my experience, teaching designers, teaching people about that's what I'm doing. So I'm using my experience, I'm using my experience to occupy myself. You understand? So if you're just starting out, do personal projects. If you're intermediate, you're in the middle part of your career, you're like 5 years into it, five to 4 to 5 or 6 years. That's good. You spend 5 years into it. Go back and tell people what the process. Go back and revisit your process and just document it. But if you are far gone, you are like 10 years into your career. By all means, use your spare time to teach, to equip, to empower people. That's how to use your time if you are in between projects. Um, how can I connect with other creatives without seeing them as a means to get a gig? All right, so this is where your interactions very important. Your interactions as a creative is very important. Um, how can you interact with other creatives without seeing them as a means to get gigs? Now, seeing them as a means to get gigs is not a bad thing. You understand? It's not a bad thing. It's not. That's not a bad thing. So I don't think it's something you should try not to do. If you're collaborating with people and you're building relationship based on the fact that you feel you guys can work together in future or they might have job opportunities for you, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's called networking. You understand? So you're networking. But then if you're looking at building relationships, now let us try to separate networking from relationships. You are trying to build relationships and friendships. That's different from networking. Networking are not you're not really trying to build relationship at friendship. You're trying to get more work. You're trying to get in people's face so that they can remember you when it's time for work. Because if you're networking with somebody and after when they have work they don't remember you, that's not a good network. You understand? but they are trying to build relationships and friendships. The truth is that as a creative, you're not really looking to make friends with other creatives per se. You're just willing to make friends with people. You understand? And this way, I would just say that let's not look at connecting with other creatives, because connecting with other creatives in itself can be a limitation, can be a big limitation for you as a creative. When a creative hangs out with other creatives, it's always helpful when there's a job to do. You understand? When there's a job, when there's an expectation of a job, or you guys are working on on a project, it's good to be in a community of creatives. But then, when you're living in the real world, I wouldn't say you go after relationships with creatives. I think what creatives thrive on is the energy that comes from normal people. So I'll put it this way: if I want to get, which is where I want you guys to try to get the point I'm trying to make here clearly, because it's very important. When I want to get a logo idea, mm, I don't go, I don't particularly go to a logo design page. You understand? I used to do it before, but I stopped doing it because I realized it wasn't helping me creatively. It was restricting me, it was limiting me. You understand?
I
So
did you
don't,
said, sir. The network cut.
what? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, but the network cut.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
didn't hear what
Can
you said.
can everybody hear me? Bright, did you hear everything I just said?
Yes, I've been hearing you clearly.
Okay, so Danny said his network cut, so I'll go over it again for Danny. I'm talking about your relationships as a creative. And I'm saying as a creative, don't look to connect with other creatives. Don't make it a priority to connect with other creatives. If that happens, that happens. I think as a creative, your biggest energy comes with connecting with other people. Full stop. And I was talking about my process. That at a point when I started to design, my my aim whenever I had a design job I wanted to design was to go to a logo design page, one that I admired a lot, and I would binge on their work and look at their work. You understand? But then I realized that it was limiting. It was not allowing me to do anything new. It wasn't allowing me to do anything out of the box. But I now realize that when I don't look at that and I go into the real world, maybe I go for a stroll or I go and have a conversation with non-designers, interesting ideas normally come up. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want to be a standout creative, then you have to be a student of life. If you want to be a good creative, then you have to be a student of better creatives. So which one do you want to be? A standout creative. A standout creative must learn from life. Do you understand? That's how it is. So in any creative field, anyone at all, even in writing, when the best writers are the ones that write from an experience they had. You understand? They are better than those people that kind of write from, they went to learn to write about something. Then they went to school to go and learn to write. So they were in a society and a classroom of other writers. You understand? But the people that write from an experience, they write from a harrowing experience, whether an experience of war, an experience of an accident, an experience of a tragedy, they write from that, they write better because they're writing from a non-limited um, perspective. You understand? So what I'm saying is that if you want to work as a creative, build relationships with other people that are non-creatives. So especially when I'm working now, the project I'm working on, I had my son. My son is 8 years old. The other day I just had him. I was working on it and I was like getting blocked. You understand? I didn't know where to go with the project. And he just came and looked at it and said, Daddy, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this and do this? And then he was not talking like a designer, he was talking like a normal person. And because I was talking like a normal person, he had interesting ideas that I could now use as a resource to design. And in the end, when he gave me the idea, I was like, this is quite interesting. Oh. This guy is coming from an uninformed place that seems out of the box. So for him, anything can be done with design. For me, I'm restricted by those rules of design. So those things have constrained me already. They've constrained the way I think. You understand? So I can't do anything groundbreaking. So, but when he comes, he's talking like a normal person. You understand? So he's just telling me, why can't you do this? And from there, I can take what's interesting from what he's saying. And when he was able to help me, my mind was able to open to new ideas. And I went, why don't you do it this way? You understand? So your association should be more of non-designers, non-creatives. If you really want to, it's not about gigs per se. You understand? Not about even when it comes to gigs self. The truth of the matter is you get more gigs from non-designers than you get from designers. So the people that get the most gigs have more non-designers in their circle than the people that have designers as friends. Because your designer friends, your creative friends, some of them are struggling for the same projects that you yourself are struggling for. But your non-designer friends are looking for designers to help them with their design needs. Your designer friends don't need you to help them with their design needs. You understand? So if you are looking for gigs, look outside the creative industry and just look to your neighbor. You understand? Your neighbor. If you're in school, look outside your department. So if you're in architecture department, go and meet someone in a Greek department, make friends with them. You'll be surprised how interesting your conversation will be and better ideas that you come up with in the long run. Make friends with people in medicine if you can. You understand? So have a rich variety of friends, not a niche variety of friends that do the same thing as you. Yes, there's a place for those people too. You understand? Because in the end, those people understand your language. They can like we're having this conversation now. You guys don't might not find it boring because you understand what I'm talking about. When I talk about clients, you understand. When I talk about work, you understand. But if a medical doctor was to tune into what we are saying, he might log out because for him, what are they saying? Not really that interesting for him. So yeah, have a rich variety of friends, not just creatives in quote, but non-creatives too. You're surprised how much they can help your creativity. So I think those are Sammy's questions. I don't know if any other person has questions for us to answer. If you have questions, just um, you can raise your hand here or unmute yourself. I'll be glad to listen to your question. So anybody have questions on design, career, business, whatever it has to do, as long as it has to do with design. Any questions? It might be yours or questions you want to ask me about my journey. All right, Precious.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
I
Precious.
have a question, sir. Okay. So my question is, how can one, as a brand designer or brand visual designer, how can we position ourselves well on the online, the any platform, or let's just take Instagram for example. How can we position ourselves well such that we attract clients? How can we at least start? Because I know it's a long-term thing, but what is the right path that we get onto and we are moving? Do you get my question, sir?
Yeah, I get your question. How can you position yourself as a designer in the online space like Instagram to get clients?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's a good question. How can you position yourself? I think in positioning yourself, number one, you must be clear about the kind of clients you want to get. I think a lot of designers are not clear about the kind of clients they want to get. And when I say clear, you must be clear about um, what kind of needs you want to solve or you want to provide for. So you must say, okay, I want clients that need logo design. I want clients that need flyer design. I want clients that need layout design. That's the first level. Know the kind of clients that you want. Be very clear about it, not just clients. The people that have the least clients are the people that want everybody. Never want everybody. Want a niche people. You understand? If you want everybody, then you get fatigued because you're trying to do things for everybody. So I would say know the people you want to serve. So you must know what do you want them to need. The people that are coming to you, what do you want them to need. Um, After knowing what you want them to need, you must also know what you want them to pay. Very important. When I talk about clients, you must know what they want, what you want them to pay. So you want people that do logo design, but then you want people that do logo design for nothing less than 100,000. You want people that do logo design, you want people that do logo design for nothing less than 1 million naira. You must be clear about that. What you want your clients to come with, you must be clear. But a lot of people just want any client. So the ones that come with 10,000, the ones that come with 100,000, 1 million, you want all of them. You're trying to appeal to all of them. But the same thing doesn't appeal to the same people. Just like the same needs is not doesn't cut across all of them. So you must know what their needs are, and you must know what you want them to pay you for solving their problems. That will now inform how you position yourself, what you put out, how you put it out, how often you put it out. You see, a lot of times we judge the index of social media by what is successful to the social media platform. So it's funny that a lot of people judge whether they are doing well on social media if they have 100,000 followers. But that is not your matrix of success. That is the matrix of success for Instagram and Facebook as their owners. Because them having 100,000 people means they have 100,000 people on their platform following you. That is a matrix of success for them. It's not naturally it's not normal, it's not always a matrix of success for you, because you might have 100,000 people that are dead weight. You understand? 100,000 people that are just looking at your stuff, never engaging, not commenting, never even coming back. They follow, they don't come back, they don't like, they don't engage. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not the matrix. And you might have somebody that has 200 people, and is doing very well on social media, because out of that 200, 100 people are engaging him. He might even have 50 people. Out of that 50, 30 are engaging him. That's more successful than someone that has 100,000. And all he's doing is just entertaining them and nothing. You understand? So when you know that, you know the people that you want to serve, the needs you want to to solve, or you want to cater to, and then how much you want to pay it for catering to that need, then you would know whether if you do a flyer, whether to put it up. Now that why when I was active in design, look at my page, you realize it's mostly logos I was putting up, back to back to back. Not that I wasn't doing other things. Sometimes I would do flyers, I would do brochure, I would do signages, but I won't put them up because on that platform I wanted to attract people were that were in need of logo design jobs. You understand? So for me, it was no matter how proud I was of the flyer, it will never make it to my Instagram page. Never. And now that I'm not doing logos and stuff as much, what I'm doing now is teaching. Even though I'm working on a logo right now, I'll never put it on my Instagram page. No matter how proud I am, because I'm not trying to get clients to pay me for logo design anymore. I'm trying to get people to get me to for speaking engagements, to get me to teach and stuff like that. So that's what I'll put up. I'll put up my thoughts. Not that I'm not. I still do some logos, and I'm very proud of them. But I won't put them up. I won't put them up anymore because I'm not trying to attract those people. So I stop putting out what attracts them. You understand? So if you want to use social media, know who you want to attract and know what to put out to attract them. Just like if you want to catch a mouse. You want to catch a mouse, you might put what do mice like? Well, they like dairy products. You understand? So if you put cheese out there, they will come and eat it. What else do mice like that I know they really like? There's some things that they like stuff like peanut butter. So let's use peanut butter as an example. If you put bread and you put peanut butter on it and you put it outside, the chances that a rat will come and eat it very high, because they like that smell of granite. You understand? They like it, that creamy granite, they will come. But then, it, even if you have butter in your fridge and you have jam in your fridge and you have Nutella in your fridge, it doesn't mean that because you have it in your fridge you put it outside, because The rat is not attracted to you consistently put what the rat is attracted to, not what's in your fridge. You understand? So some of you have flyers in your fridge, web design in your fridge, but you're putting it out because you did it. No, you put it out because you know who you want. So let when people go to your social media page, let them see consistently something. You understand? And then you must know how much you want them to pay you. Now this is very technical because knowing how much you want them to pay you would need for you to know what they value. So what I mean is a lot of people say they design logos, but then they design logos in a way whereby you see their logo design very good, but you see that they will never get high paying clients, no matter how good their work is. Because the way they plate their logos, when I talk about plating, the way they present it doesn't attract high paying clients. So just like a chef on a good day is pretty much no different from someone that runs a booker. The biggest difference is that the chef plates his work for high paying clients. So the work, you cannot let oil splash anyhow. Everything must look colorful, must look artistic. So, and the food must not be too much on the plate because he knows that the kind of people he wants, they don't, they want their type of food to be intentional and not in too much volume. They're not eating because they are hungry. They are eating because it's an experience. The booker person knows that people are eating because they are hungry. So the more oil they see floating on their plate and stew and stuff like that, the more bigger it is, will attract them. You understand? So each person wants to solve a food problem, but then each person knows how much they want to get. So each person knows what they put into it. So I see some people serve up their logos like they are running a booker and they're expecting to get a top CEO come and eat in that booker. No, it won't happen. No matter how nice tasting the food is, sometimes you see the person whose logo work is not so strong and you see them working with very, very key clients. Why? What's the difference? The difference is how they plate it. Now, one thing I realized when I started doing logo design, because I used to do that to just put up my logo, not say anything, just put it up. I realized I'll still get people that were still arguing 20K, 25K, that kind of thing with me. I said, I don't want this kind of people now. But then I realized when I started writing about my work, I started writing about the experience, writing about my thoughts. I started getting people that were more intellectual saying, oh, that's an interesting idea. Do you think you can come and work with us? Those guys are not looking for gloss and shine. They're looking for ideas because they know when they go to their company and they deliver a pitch and they talk about their branding, the idea is not how beautiful it is. So I remember when I started talking about ideas, I started attracting people who valued ideas. And those people were willing to pay more for logo design. You understand? So it wasn't about the flashy stuff. It was about what was in my mind, what I could think. You understand how I could articulate my work. So even now that I'm teaching, you understand? Now I still get people that do logo design, but then they're willing to pay more, and they're not seeing any logo. But what they're saying, this guy is thinking on a different level. So if he's thinking, that means he can think about our branding too. You understand? So we must know that the problem is that we as designers we get very carried away by other designers. So we think of all the designers giving us fire emoji and clapping for us and saying, bad guy, baddest guy. Those things don't matter. What matters because you are not trying to get designers. You understand? You are trying to get clients. Think of what the client wants, what your client wants, how they want it, and plate it for them. Designers might criticize you, they might abuse you, they might mock you, but then the client will pay you. That's the most important thing if you are looking for clients. Now, if you are looking for designers, maybe you say you want to start teaching designers, then you have to start showing designers what they want to see. And what designers want to see is a lot of shine, a lot of wow, a lot of greed. You want to see all those greeds, you want to see all those things, you want to see your process and all those things, all those backward, then show them that. If you know that you want people to enroll for your school or do that kind of thing. If you're looking for clients, find out what they want. You understand? Find out what they want and give them what they want at the end of the day. That's how you position. Be clear about the need you want to cater to. Be clear about how much you want to get. So when people tell me that social media is not working for them, I look at their page. When you look at their page, what are they putting? Today they will put up their illustration of Davido and Wizkid. Tomorrow they'll put up a flyer for their church. Next day they'll put up a logo they did for somebody. Mix mash of everything. So who do you want to come to you? Is it Davido? Is it church people? Or is it corporate clients? You don't know. You understand? So it has to be focused, and then you need to know how much you want to be paid at the end of the day. So I hope that answers your question, Precious.
You did. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So,
I also have a question.
all right, go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, okay. In my case, I've I have two accounts on Instagram. There's my personal account, and I also have a business account. But sometimes I get to publish the same projects on my business account and on my personal account. Then I get stuck whether I should be just putting it on the business account or sometimes on my personal account, because I feel like there's a lot of people who know my personal accounts, like the influence that I have right now, like just the people I know, they know about the personal accounts, not really the business account. So, what would you suggest? Like, what content should be put on a personal account?
Okay, so that's a good question, Danny. I want to ask you a question. Why do you have a personal account and a business account? Why? Why did you open a personal account and a business account? What's your personal account for and what's your business account for?
Okay, for at first, I opened like my personal account. I was posting all my projects there, but from Facebook, I also have the same. I have the business account, which is doing okay, and then the personal account where we hear designers saying personal branding. But I'm really not sure what kind of content should I be putting on that personal branding account, because I'm not a person who will be teaching designers, but I just want to be attracting clients. So how well can I utilize both accounts with one go?
Okay, so I have a lot of people that have the same challenge that Danny has. And I, for a period of time, I was having the same challenge too. A lot of us, we get into social media. We get on social media because we don't even know why we get there. We just say, oh, this new thing called Instagram is open. My cousin is there. My brother is there. Everybody's there. So you just jump on it. No clear vision of what you want to use it for. So we all start with what we call a personal account, which is the one we started with, no clear vision. Then as we got in, we started finding our footing a bit. We get used to now, like, okay, I can sell some things here. And then we look and we think, okay, this page that I started, I didn't start with a clear intention of setting. So let me start a different page where I can now start selling stuff and start on a clean slate. Then you now have two pages. And a lot of times you have people that post the same thing on their business account and on their personal account, in quotes. Now, you now have information duplicated in two places. And you're now thinking, and the problem is that the one you started first always gets the most traction. It gets the most traction because you started it first. You started first. If you get the most traction first, you understand? And then you're now thinking, oh, how can so people are now talking to you on your personal page about business things. You understand? And then you're now conflicted. That's where you are right now. The truth of the matter is, you must know why you started a personal page in the first place and know whether you need it or not. Now, what is a personal page? A personal page is a page where you post things that are personal, somewhat personal. Now, the difference between personal and private, oh, because some people don't know the difference. So some people will post private things and say they're posting personal things. No, every human being has a right to privacy, and you must be careful how you post your private stuff on social media if you need to at all. But personal stuffs are different, and personal things are like your opinion about things. whether it is design, whether it is fashion, whether it is religious, whether it is this, those are personal things. You do not, for any reason, post those things on your business page. Your personal page is where you get to be Danny, 100%. So whether you watch a football match yesterday, you can put it on your personal page. Oh, Manchester United lost to this, and I was so sad. You can do a video about the position of your thoughts about the government or stuff like that. That's what a personal page is. But then you still see people using personal page like if it's a business page. You understand? So even if you want to put a logo on your personal page, you can put it there. But the way you put it there, talk about your thoughts on it. You understand? What about your thoughts on it? How hard it was to work with the client, whether they owed you money, whether they did this. You just, it's like a diary. You understand? When you're writing a diary, you're not writing because you want people to pay you for what you wrote in your diary. You're writing to express yourself. That's how you must use your personal page. If you are not willing to do those things and what you want to do is to sell, then close your personal page and focus on your business page. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I would advise you to do. If you have a personal page, use it use it for, don't restrict it to design things. Let people get to know you better. Let them people. So if I go to your personal page and Danny, would I know you better? That's what I should ask. Apart from you doing design, would I know you as a person better? Because you know what you can do with the personal page. The advantage of having a personal page is for people to know you so much, and to trust you so much that they are now willing to say, what does this guy do for a living? And then they can now see, maybe in your bio, you are also the CEO of so so and so. Then they go to your corporate page and now say, I would rather work with this Danny because we support the same football club from what I see him put on his personal page. You understand? So your personal page, you must pour out yourself as much as possible. Something happened with my wife some days ago, also a month ago. She was looking at somebody's page and she saw the woman wearing a particular wrapper. The wrapper was a wrapper of her church. And when she saw the woman wearing the wrapper, she said, this woman is a Baptist woman. I think I would like to work with her because there are other people doing the same thing. I think this woman was a coach or something. Because of that Baptist thing that my wife saw her wearing on her personal page. Because the woman just went to church one day and put on that wrapper and said, I'm going to church today on our Women's Sunday and stuff. And my wife said, this woman goes to the same church as us, the same denomination, Baptist. So from that, she now engaged with the woman for her personal training. So you can see it was something she saw on the woman's personal page that made her engage with the woman on her business page. So your personal page, and don't use it as a a a place of getting people to say, Danny, I want to buy. No, it is you just use your personal page as this is me, Danny. This is what I want you to know about me. This is where I cut my hair. This is how often I cut my hair. This is where this is where it's for people to know more about you in the long run. You understand? If you do it that way, they wouldn't clash. But now they're clashing because you're also using your personal page as a business page. You're using it to sell logos. You're using it to sell logos. You're using it to sell yourself as a logo designer. No, you're not selling yourself as a logo designer on your personal page. You're just being yourself. You understand? You're being yourself. You're selling yourself as a logo designer on your business page. You understand? And that doesn't mean on your personal page you don't have logo design. But you cannot restrict it to logo design because there's more to you than logo design. So your personal page, you must share that more that there is to you, as personal as you want to be. You understand? And then when you have a business page, you restrict it to that. Like for me right now, I have a page on my Instagram. It's my personal page. I used to use that as my business page before, put logos on it. But then I was having the same issues you're having. What should I put? What should I not put? But then I realized I don't want to do logo design that much as a business. I just want to share my thoughts. You understand? Share my thoughts and what I think about things and stuff like that. So today I will talk about parenting. Tomorrow I'll talk about education. Next tomorrow I'll talk about religion. Tomorrow I'll talk about anything. But then when I started doing this AI art thing, and I started saying I want people to see my AI work. And I said, I want to have a different page dedicated to AI. I don't say anything whatsoever about myself. Just AI. Just look at my AI art. Just look at it, enjoy it. If you want me to do AI art for you, contact me. You understand? That page, if you look at it, you will not see my photo there. You will not see my thoughts there. You won't see those personal things. All you will see is AI. If you don't like AI, you have nothing to do with on that page. If you want to know more about me, you will see it in my stories on my personal page. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I would advise you to do with your personal page. You need to loosen up your personal page a little bit more so that it doesn't look like your business page. And then let people feel more comfortable talking with you as Danny on your personal page. Let them laugh. Let them laugh with you. Crack jokes. Tell them your opinion. The more you connect with them, the more they will want to connect with you as a corporate brand. Does that make sense to you, Danny?
I
Yes, it makes sense, but I'm in I'm in a dilemma. I think it would be much better if I had an opportunity where I can privately talk to you.
Okay.
I can't get anything.
Can you hear me now, Danny?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to share my WhatsApp details on the group right now. If you want to reach out to me via WhatsApp, then we can talk better from there. Is that fine with you? Or do you have my
Yeah,
number on
yeah.
WhatsApp? Do you have my WhatsApp number?
No, no, I don't have.
Okay, here's my. I've sent it to the group right now, so you can contact me on WhatsApp and then we can talk from there.
Sir, I have something based on the answer you give to Danny.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Your business page, can you not like, share some of your personal thought, just like, want to add a humor to your page so that it doesn't look all serious and only, I don't know, like at least they can still see a person behind the business page. Do you understand? They don't just I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It
and the
doesn't
thing is that,
the page doesn't look too serious or something.
all right, you know what? I think the problem is a lot of us. This influencer um, culture has confused us a bit. You understand? The influencer culture has kind of confused us. So you see, we are doing things. Some of us are doing some things that don't particularly pay us, but we are doing it because they pay. It pays some people who are influencers. You understand? Influencers by virtue of the fact that these people are looking for endorsement. So when you and now I can say, if you have a business page, mm, and people are saying, oh, we want to share some jokes there so that people can come and just know that it doesn't look too boring. You see, it's an influencer culture that we've allowed to pervade our minds, that the average person needs to be entertained to interact with us. But that's not particularly true. And that's why some of us are doing trends on our page, social media trends, and we're not getting the results that we thought we wanted to get in terms of client interaction. But then some influencer somewhere is doing it dancing, and then it's getting more brands come there because the brands are coming for audience. What they are paying for is eyeballs. What you are paying for is customers. So check it out. No Cube might pay Lai Wasabi to do a skit for them. But No Cube will not put skits on their page. Do you understand? They're a business, but they will pay an influencer. So why do you think No Cube is not putting skits on their page and putting their CEO doing what he's doing with his family on a weekend? And why do you think they are not thinking that they are looking boring doing it? Why are they not putting their personal stuff up there on their page at the risk of looking boring. But yet they will pay an influencer to do playful stuff about their brand, you understand, so that they can get you to come back to them and look at their business page and trust them. You understand? So I really feel like this mentality that we have of put some stuff there, put some dancing there, so that clients can come. I think we should think about it very well. You understand? Is that what really attracts clients, or does it attract people to click follow? And clicking follow is not always the indices of success on social media, especially if you are a business. If you are a business looking for clients, follow is not the indices of success. The indices of success is contact saying, how much does this thing cost? I would like to buy it. If people are just putting fire emoji and clapping, that indices of success works only for Instagram. Instagram is the one being successful because you are keeping people on their platform. But are you keeping them in a way whereby they're engaging with you? So you see what? Your work can be boring, but you must understand that the average client, what they want is expertise, not entertainment. When I was doing logos, my page was as boring as can be. I wasn't putting up dancing, I wasn't putting up, but clients were coming based on what, because look, when it comes to doing work, people want to work with the person that knows the job, not with the person that makes them laugh the most. Of course, they'll spend more hours looking at the person that makes them laugh the most, but when it comes down to doing the work, you will do the work with the person that looks more professional. That's the truth. So if you're going to buy a car, would you buy a car from guys that are using their car to be doing skits and stunting and stuff? Or will you buy a car from a page that shows you a car in their showroom professionally with professional photos every single day? Remember, you are going to part with millions of naira. Will you go with a guy that dresses like a woman that tells you that he's running a car shop? Or the guy that wears a suit and says that he runs a car shop? When it comes to parting with the money, you don't care about the entertainment, trust me. Unless you are an influencer where you're trying to get people to spend time on your page, then the corporate brands will come and say, you have people that are spending time, put our products in their face so that they can now come to our page where that is corporately laid out for them to ask for information. So there are a lot of things we are doing as corporate entities that is not paying us corporately. It's not paying us corporately. So your page doesn't need to be entertaining. Forget that story. It doesn't need to be entertaining if you are selling a product. If you are doing logo design, you don't need to dance with or for anybody. There's a guy I know, his name is Robert Clark. Robert Clark. He's one of the most successful freelance designers I know in the world today. And I don't even know why he's still freelance. I don't know whether he has registered his company now, maybe. But he works on his own. That's his studio. The guy has worked for most in the UK. He has worked for most of these design agencies. He's really good, but his page is as boring to the average person as can be because he puts nothing but lettering design there. That is what he does. But you know what? When you want to do lettering design for your company, you will go to that boring guy because that guy eats, sleeps, and drinks that that um, logo design. That look, when you're parting with money, you don't want to make a mistake. Oh. There was one my wife was showing me the other day. This woman is a makeup artist, but most of her page is committed to doing skit and playing and doing all manner of things, just playing. And I told my wife, this woman cannot be making much money as a makeup artist. Then we now went to her makeup page. On her makeup page, we didn't see anything more than 5 or so, very, very few posts. And I could see that this woman is not being engaged on her makeup. Because the truth is that when it comes down to it, when people are finished laughing, they will go to the person that does the makeup well, to the Joya Denuga. You understand? There's a makeup artist, her name is Joya Denuga. She does makeup. That's what she go to her page. All you will see is makeup from now till tomorrow. You won't see her dancing. You won't see her cooking. You won't see her cracking jokes. It is makeup. That's what she does. And the best of the best of the best go to her. Because when we have to part with money, entertainment doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? So don't let anybody deceive you unless you're an influencer. You want brands to come to you. But if you're a business person, you want people to pay you for a service, show them that service. Show them that service. Don't get distracted by saying, "Oh, I want my face to be entertaining." No, let it be boring. Let it be as boring as can be, but let it show the service. In the end, when people are ready to work, they want to see the service. Trust me. If you wanted to do an operation, if you wanted someone go to operate on your appendix, which doctor will you go to? The one that is dancing? Will you go to a Aproko doctor for appendix, or you will you go to the one that looks like if he sleeps and eats in the hospital? You won't go to a Aproko doctor at that point in time now. A Aproko doctor is for laughing. But if you really want to do real brain surgery, heart surgery, bypass surgery, you will look for the one that looks as boring as can be. Because now it's time to do the grunt work. You understand? You won't go to the one that is an influencer. That's why that's why there was something trending on Instagram the last some time ago, some weeks ago. People didn't understand what this thing meant, where there was a rift between Wizkid and Don Jazzy. And Wizkid said something. He said he will never take an artist serious that is signed to an influencer. Now, why was that statement such a toxic statement for Wizkid to have made about Don Jazzy? Because what he's trying to say is that when it comes to the art of making music, people will trust the person that is a true producer, not someone that dances. So what he's trying to tell Don Jazzy, you have mortgaged your reputation as a producer to to pandering to people on on Instagram. That's the bitter truth that I was telling him. That you see what? People think less of you as a producer now because of all these skits that you are doing. It's an uncomfortable truth, but it's the truth. Of course, Don Jazzy's page is very, very entertaining. It's very entertaining. You go there, you can say you will laugh, laugh, laugh. But in the end, the serious, serious artist, you think, can this guy still produce? Do you understand? So don't be drawn into that um, influencer culture. It works for them, it pays them, but it doesn't pay you. Half the people that dance on Instagram as business people are not making that much money. I'm telling you. So know what you're doing and give people what you're doing. Let them know you're an expert. The client is always seeking expertise, not entertainment. So hope that answers your question, Precious. Okay, I don't know if
Yeah,
Precious is still
you
okay.
did.
All right, so I don't know if
Yes,
there are
you
any more
did.
questions. All right. If there are no more questions, I just left my WhatsApp contact on the page. Feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp if you have questions, things, areas of confusion, or things you want me to look at, help advise you with. Use my WhatsApp contact. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Um, okay,
Sir,
Ebo.
please let me add
Yeah,
something.
go ahead.
Okay, please, sorry if I'm taking time now.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Um, I'm a medical student, 400 level, med lab.
Hmm.
What advice do you have to give for us students who are, juggling together business and school? Because it's not really easy. So I was in a freelancing platform where somebody said like she feels like this school itself is like an obstacle to her making it in life. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it might be like saying the truth, because it just took up time and everything. You don't even have time to, learn or work or practice, kind of just try and squeeze out time one way or the other. So what advice do you have for us, sir?
Well, you see, what you are doing right now, a lot of people in my generation could not do it. We could only do one thing at a time. So you guys, it's something I admire about your generation, being able to do business and stay in school at the same time. When I was in school, people were in school, full stop. You understand? And that was a problem. That was a problem. It wasn't. It's not something to be admired. I admire what you guys are doing right now, being in school and going outside and seeing what the real world is like. Because a lot of us only knew what the real world was like after we left school, which was too late for us to know what the real world is like. So you guys are really beginning to learn what the value system of the world is, because sometimes, and not sometimes, a lot of times, the school lies to us about what the value system of the world is. The value system of the world doesn't is not in alphabet. A, B, or numbers, second class, first class, 2-1, all those things, pass. No. So you doing business right now is a good thing. I know it's hard to combine business with school, but it's very good because when you come out of school, you come out ready to face the real world. When I came out of school, I came out ready to face the fake world, and the real world came and slapped me in the face. And that's what happened to every single one of us that went to school earlier than you guys before the social media time. Our lecturers, who were very, very, very bad examples of real world experience because they lived their life on a campus and hardly came out, were the ones telling us what the real world when they were living in a barracks. You understand? They were interacting with fellow lecturers, going from their house to lecture hall and stuff. They didn't know what the real world was like, but they were the ones preparing us for the real world. How ludicrous is that? You understand? That's why a lot of us came out, we were confused, more confused than when we went in, begging for jobs because we had no idea what the real world was like. You understand? So you're doing a good thing mixing business with school. I would advise anybody to do that. You understand? Don't worry, it's hard. But one thing I want you to know is don't let school distract you. Don't let school distract you with their Kool-Aid of grades. That Kool-Aid doesn't quench any thirst in the real world. You understand? It doesn't quench any thirst in the real world. Grades doesn't quench it. It's actual value, capacity, knowledge, skill, human interaction. That's what actually quenches thirst in the real world. So don't don't bother too much about I had a B instead of having an A. I had a no 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 no. I know medical students, you guys don't use all those A, B, C anymore. You guys pass or don't pass. But as long as you pass, it's okay. Don't kill yourself about being the best in the class. Unless you want to go and lecture. You understand? But don't kill yourself about being the best in the class. I tell people this. I went to school to study architecture. There was one guy in my class. He understood because he never stayed in school. His name was Nicholas. Nicholas Omotosho. He was in my class. But whenever we had class, they would tell you, where is Nicholas? And Nicholas has traveled to Lagos. He traveled to Ibadan. He traveled to Ghana, to Kano. We used to make fun of him. We used to make fun of him. There was a no future ambition because when we were getting A's, he was getting C's and D's. And when he would come look at the result, you'll be able to say, okay, how did I get C? You'll be very, very happy. Like, thank God, oh, thank God, C. I'm not carrying. See, instead, as long as I don't carry it over, I'm cool. We used to say, what kind of no future ambition is this guy? We used to laugh at him, laugh at Nicholas. But then he used to tell us, you know what? You guys get the A, get the A. When you finish school, you guys will come and work for me. He always used to say that thing. Say, you guys come and work for me. But then they will mark him absent, mark him absent. Before you know it, they would have reduced his score to like D. But then he won't care. Us will be crying that we got B. He won't care. He'll be happy. Once we finish school, we are looking for jobs. Nicholas has set up his own architectural firm. Nicholas hired a good number of people in our class, hired them to work for him. He became a high-paying architectural company that people wanted to be working for him. He built his house before any of us had money to build any house. He built a mansion. Mansion had swimming pool and all those things because he had coming out of school. He understood what the world needed from architects. He had learned it. When we were in school, he was learning the real world. So when we came out, he was ready. He was ready. Maybe I think he finished with a third class or whatever, but nobody cares. He's hiring my classmates today. Today, he's not even doing architecture anymore. He's doing politics. He has moved on to something that I think was in the House of Rep for a while. He's a big boy. He's doing very well. Do you understand? While a lot of us in the class, we are looking for our footing. The ones that had A's, who knows them? Nobody knows them. But Nicholas did it the hard way. He did business and school together. You understand? So you're not doing the wrong thing. You're doing a very admirable thing. Don't let lecturers. Lecturers are there for a period of time and they are gone. A lot of them cannot survive in the real world. They cannot. You understand? So keep your eyes open. If you are doing medicine now, but if you realize that it's graphic design you want to do after school, it's better for you to know before you finish school because some of us only knew after we finish school. That's why some of us are chasing passion at 40. You shouldn't chase passion. You should be establishing your passion at 40. But because you used a lot of your time doing school, 7 years, do NYSC, then you spend another 5 to 6 years thinking about what your purpose is in life. Then by the time you're 40, you are married, you have children, you're not trying to squeeze out time for your passion. But you are already learning it. You're already getting clarity that when I finish this school, I don't think I'll do this medicine. I think I'll do this graphic design. I think I'll focus in logo design. That's an advantage. You already have a head start in life. You understand? So you're doing the right thing. It's a good thing. Don't let school fool you to say drop your business and focus on school. No, do the two schooling together. But always know that the school that puts you on the outside is more important than the school that keeps you on the inside. That's the most important thing. The one that makes you interact with real people is more important than the one that makes you interact with some lecturers. You understand? That's the most important thing at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. So if there are no more questions, I think it's 6:30 already. Please, if you have questions, you can still ask your questions on the group. I'll take out time this week to listen to your questions and send a voice note. But if you want to contact me personally, my WhatsApp details are there and we can talk personally. But thank you very much, guys. I appreciate this 3 months with you guys. It has been great getting to know you, get to know each other too, get to interact. The group is open, will always be open. Share your work, share your thoughts, share ideas, very important, and get to know each other. That's the essence of the group as much as possible. And feel free to reach out to me too. I'm more than happy to interact with you. Although my schedule gets kind of busy in talking with people, but eventually I will get to you as I can. But thank you very much, Precious. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Bright. Danny, I'll be expecting your message. Bright, thank you very much. Ebonlua, thank you very much for being part of this last class. I'll share the recording on the group. So you guys have a great evening and let's keep interacting.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. Thank you.